Look at my gorgeous breads. Aren't they just perfect? And they're made from flaxseed. Hi guys, I'm Sonal and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing the recipe of a flaxseed bread with you. And this is such a great recipe because flaxseed is dirt cheap in India and I think it's available all over the world very easily. I have been trying to make a successful recipe with yeast, but I have not been successful so far, and I didn't want to share something that wasn't absolutely perfect. This one is pretty perfect. Flax seeds are good for you, they are cheap, easily available, what's not to like. So here I've taken some golden flaxseed. You can use the black variety. This just looks a little better, so I'm using this. 2 cups of this. I'm going to grind it to a flour. It's always best to grind it then and there because otherwise the flour goes rancid. This is 2 1/4 tablespoon of ground psyllium husk, which will hold it together. It's very important, you can't replace it. Just wanted to let you know right now itself. Some baking powder. I've added vinegar to it to make sure that it is still bubbling and it's good. So since it was, I added 1 tablespoon of that and 1 teaspoon of salt to flavor it. Now this is 1 teaspoon of yeast. I have 1 cup of warm water and out of which I have added some to the yeast. This is optional. We are adding yeast only for taste, so you can leave it out. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of basic quality honey. It could be sugar. The honey is going to be consumed by the yeast, so don't worry about it. And I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of vinegar to this. 4 egg whites. You don't want to use the yolk because yolk is a little heavier. It won't help the bread to rise. So whenever you're making a bread like this, you want to make sure that you use the egg yolks because they are full of nutrition, and on keto they're full of fat, so you never want to get rid of them. Never ever throw any food anyways, I mean as far as possible. So I know that a lot of people have questions in their mind about what do I do with the egg yolks, and whenever I make a bread, I always make a keto ice cream or a frozen custard with the leftover egg yolks. So I never throw them away, and obviously egg yolks are one of the most delicious things in the world. So you should never ever throw them away. So watch both my recipes. I've already shared the frozen custard recipes. It's going to be linked on the screen as well as in the description. Everything that I talk about, I try to link it in the description. Also gadgets and ingredients that I use in my kitchen, I have a list of all of those on my website and a link to that in the description. Now I'm mixing the batter together and I'm going to add the yeast mixture to this. Before you add it, you want to make sure that it is live and bubbly, which is what it was in my case. I've added that to the bowl and the rest of the water. I've held back a couple of tablespoons because I felt like that much water was enough. And our dough has come together. We're going to let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm back. So this is our dough. I feel like I need to add the rest of the water, which is what I'm going to do. I'm mixing it in my dough and then my dough is ready. I'm going to talk about my loaf pans that I have. These are about 8 inches in length and really tiny loaf pans. What it does is it helps the keto bread because the keto bread doesn't rise as much. So you still get a good shape from the bread because it's a smaller pan. If you use a larger pan, then your dough just spreads more and you will get flatter breads which are more rectangular than square, which is fine. It doesn't really affect the taste or the use of it, but I bought these pans for this. So in case you guys are interested, you should also buy these pans. I'm going to link them in the description. I'm using a spatula. I've wet it a little bit and I'm going to flatten my breads with that. We are also going to proof them in the oven. I'm adding some white and black sesame seeds just for the look of it on one of the breads, and I'm now going to put them in the oven. Look how cute they look. You can start the light of the oven to let it proof or let the yeast work itself. I have put it on 3 on the broil, and I've also left some water in the oven so that the bread or the dough doesn't dry out. After 1 hour, I started the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees centigrade, and I baked it for 1 hour and let it cool completely on a wired rack. And look how gorgeous they look. The texture is perfect. They're hard. They're almost like good quality handmade rustic breads. I'm going to slice it and show it to you. You will see that even the slices are really good because they are not like a bread which uses a lot of psyllium husk and kind of folds really well and doesn't break. They are almost like a real bread, which would kind of break if you fold it too much, but it still holds together. So if you're making sandwiches, if you're making French toast, so any of that, this would really work. So I am going to put some cheese and strawberries on one of the slices and eat it. But you can flavor this. If you don't like the flavor of flaxseed, then you can flavor it with a little bit of sweetener and some blueberries and nuts like walnuts, or you can even add some garlic powder, onion powder, some oregano and make a bread like that. You can add a little bit of olive oil and sort of make a focaccia. So there are a lot of versions that you can make. Let me know if you do any of that. If you guys have liked the recipe, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel and share the channel with your friends and family. Don't forget to click the notification bell. That's the only way to be notified if I add a new recipe. Thanks for watching. Bye.